a big thing that we lift the lid on relatively soon, where people are going to look back and say, like, what were we doing getting this many women on birth control this early and with complete unchecked anything. I mean, I asked my wife this, she was on birth control. I asked my sister-in-law, she was put on it. Did anybody at any point ever say that there could be any potential side effects? They were like, no. They were only told that it's all positives, all good, full send, no dramas. This will help clear up your hormones, help with acne.
That's the thing. Most of my friends who were 14 or 15 and got put on it went to their dermatologist for acne, and their dermatologist is the one that's prescribing them birth control, which is crazy to me. There was just no inhibitions on it. I mean, now, like, I went to 7-Eleven the other day because I needed makeup wipes, and they didn't have makeup wipes, but they had, what is that, Plan B pill, which is just like a really high dose of birth control. And people just take those, you know, like candy basically. But which is crazy. The Plan B pill is actually not that effective because it only works in that short window right before you're ovulating. So it's only going to technically work. So it's like, oh, we're 87% effective. And I'm like, well, you could really only work for like, you know, 4 days at a time. So yeah, I'm like, this is crazy that we just have this on street corners, and there's that over-the-counter birth control pill now too. So it's just, I mean, it's crazy, and people should be very mad about this. Like,
they should be very mad about this.
They should, yes. I feel like if I was put on it by a dermatologist, I don't know what I would do, but
we would rage. We rage is what we do. It's because there's just a massive lack of, I like this term, informed consent, right? Everybody should be informed. So when they consent to something, they're doing so with all of the information on the table. And I feel like there is no informed consent when it comes to birth control. It's people that learn about it after the fact. And either in your case are like, wow, thank God I never got put on that, or didn't choose it. Or people that have been on it and been like, those motherfuckers.
Yes. Yeah. And it's crazy too. I think it's just such a control tactic. Because if you look at places, you know, like you can control women by not teaching them about their cycle, because one, they're going to get on birth control, and then that doubles their chances of getting on an SSRI later. So they're becoming they're becoming a long-term patient. But on the flip side of that, it's political control as well, because people act like they care about women performatively, but they don't care about the actual issues that are affecting their health or the way that they experience medical trauma. But then every time an election comes around, it's like, oh, well, what about your rights? And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, people died in birth control trials. Where were their rights then? Like, that's a crazy, and it's become so political, and it's just people latch onto it immediately because they're like, well, it's like my body. I'm like, but what do you know about your body? Yeah. Like, it is your body, but what do you know about it? Like, you don't even know how it functions. You can't even stand up for yourself in a doctor's office, which is obviously, like, I'm not putting the blame on the people. I think that that should be a part of our education system, but I think it's specifically not, because women who control their cycles sovereignly are a much bigger threat to not only big pharma, but to politics too as well.
100%. Yeah. And because those women are just not going to be a part of your games and your system, you know? Yes. And I think the whole female empowerment, sexual revolution, birth control, it's actually a Trojan horse by the patriarchy. Yes. Is what it is. It's 100%. Like, because really when we moved from a brawn-based economy where it was just like men building shit and roads and buildings to a brain-based economy where they just needed more butts in seats, more people to chug the numbers and things like that, they were like, most of these women aren't doing it because they're at home having babies. Yes. So let's sell them, hey, you don't need to just be a stay-at-home mom. Oh, it's so you sell them this thing. It's perfect. You can prop it up as female empowerment. You can now turn women into little men, and all in service of the beast, you know, the corporate beast. And you've got, you know, millions of people on the street last weekend screaming no kings, but simping for a corporate boss who's a man, and the patriarchal system and all of that stuff. I'm just like, it's when you start, that's the issue with all of this stuff, right? When you start to peel back the layers, you're like, oh, it's pretty messed up. And it's all, I love what you said about, you know, standing up for your rights and my body, my choice, and you don't even know what your body is. And
you don't know anything about your body. And it's just like, it's just become a phrase that people throw around and use it as an excuse. And birth control paved a way not for people just to have hedonistic sex without consequences across all. And I just don't think that's normal. Like, it's just created a really, really toxic culture. And I do think, I mean, I read that book. What was it called? It was called This Is Your Brain on Birth Control. Yeah. And it was so heartbreaking because I think it was in the prologue, maybe. She was on birth control for 10 years. And when she got off of it to have kids with her husband, she was like, I felt my personality come back. Yeah. But at the end of the prologue, she said, but I would do it all the same again because I probably wouldn't have made it through my, medical degree or law school without it. And I was like, what? Yeah. Like, where is your loyalty to yourself? Like this idea that, oh my gosh, I would have gotten pregnant without birth control. It's just crazy to me. Like it's actually a little bit hard to get pregnant. And so I think that just like that mindset has always just really, really bothered me a little bit.
The programming runs very, very deep, unfortunately. All right, friends, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Radical Health Radio. We got a fresh new podcast for you every Wednesday. If you enjoyed the show, consider liking, subscribing, reviewing, and rating us on your podcast platform. It helps to spread this message of radical health. We'll see you next week.